Oh, hi there. This is Dawn back with you again. For those of you who are just joining, welcome. And for our returning friends, my returning friends, thank you for coming again. It has been a while, but it's better late than never. Sometimes you want to do things and life just gets in the way, whether it's all the complications life has to offer now and illnesses and all that. But I'm here. So again, thank you for joining me today. I want to talk about something that is bothering me. That is kind of making life unpleasant for me right now. Maybe you're thinking that yes, these are heavy topics and maybe my videos should be lighter or, having more fun, but right now they can't because life is not with fun right now. I'm sharing with you a journey I've taken so that I can heal, and unless I address the things that are bothering me, I don't think I will heal. And I want, if they're bothering you too, you will be healed. So today I'm worried about what is happening in the world. Like, we're seeing all the terrible pictures coming out of Ukraine. Just recently there was the Brooklyn subway shooting. Another unarmed black man being shot in the States. The numerous shooting and stabbings by young people, 14 to 16. They're doing a lot of this killing today, and I'm just wondering what is going on. There's so many illnesses and death among my family and friends, and just basic devastation, despair, all the terrible things you hear about today, and they drag me down because I don't see a solution right now. So I live in this hopelessness, despair, fear, all of those are bothering me. And for someone who lives with a mind that sometimes only sees darkness, and I have a hard time accepting that soon there will be some light. It is something that I should address. I sometimes wonder, am I the only one feeling like this? Is there, hope? Or the rest of us just going on and not realizing that it's not a happy place anymore? Like, where's happiness? So I have to address these. Maybe later when the weather gets better and I can be outdoors and meet with other people and COVID is gone, hopefully, because it's still staying with us. That's another bother. When you think it's gone, it's here. It's still here. So I'm just wondering, maybe later I can get, have, happier times to talk about, and, but this is healing. So as it goes on, as progress is made, then, I can tell that things are going well with me. And, yes, I'm back to the situations in the world today. And like I said, I don't see any way out of it. It's like, wow, one after another is just, terrible things. I can't help but look at the, horrendous images coming out of Ukraine. I don't want to look, but I have to look. They bother me, really bother me. And I know that people will say, oh, it's the end of the world and all that. This is the last days. Yes, things have been showing up, like lawlessness and all that is more in our face today. But trust me, these things have been going on forever. This is not the first war. A lot of people were killed. 6 million Jews were murdered. Why wasn't it the end? Why wasn't it the last days? I am not buying that. So stop selling it to me. This is not our first pandemic. Many people were killed with the Spanish flu. So I am not buying it. I am just wondering how long, if God is doing this because he wants us to do certain things, how long is he going to wait? I need, for him to step in then, if this is because he's trying to do something like making the devil a liar and all that. It's about time, And the devil is really proving that then maybe he's stronger. So stop. I'm not buying that. I don't want to hear it. I am not really buying this. Last days or end of the system, that's why it's that bad. If that is going to be, if this is it, well, let it come and, take me with it, but I stopped buying that. Yeah, don't sell it to me anymore. Yes, these pictures, they're bothering me. And not just what is happening in Ukraine, but there are wars going on in other lands, say Tigray, Yemen, Afghanistan, Syria. There are other people, lives being taken, lives shattered, just the same, but we're not seeing these. These are not covered as the Ukraine war is. So it seems like, nothing else is happening but the war. But there are other people losing their life too, and it's just that the coverage is there for Ukraine. And, we're seeing them happening like in real time. But, yeah, terrible things happened before. We weren't able to see them because then we just had relied on newspaper coverage, and these were slow, Sometimes when we get the images, the incident is long gone and over with, But what I think is happening now is people who are, the powerful are showing the weak how weak they are. We're powerful and we can do what we want and we have no one to answer to. They inflict pain and misery and, they don't worry about the after, And it kind of trigger something in me. It's a part of me that sometimes I think I have buried, but, it still comes up from time to time, I remember when I had that same feeling. It's the powerful war inflicting pain and misery in my life, and there's nothing I can do because I am the weak. I was, in my teenage years, my life for me was living hell. I was just constantly miserable. I had a whole lot of hate, jealousy, you name it, all sort of things happening to me. People would like physically hit me and, instead of them being punished or people saying terrible things about me, instead of them being punished, I was the one being punished because, of course, I shouldn't be there. I was told not to go there or, some kind of crazy situation like that. So I got the punishment, People would mock me, and I'm short and I'm black. And as a child, you're hearing, oh, you look like those pygmies in Africa. those got you down, you know. I wore middies long before they were fashionable because, you know, in order to worship God, you must cover up, you know, your everything must be past the knee. And, you know, I was laughed at by my friends because there were, it was a time when people were wearing things above the knee, minis and all that, and here I am in my middies, you know. So, like, I felt so unloved, unwanted. It's like I wanted to stay by myself. I didn't want anyone to deal with anyone. So I, you know, fell into this, or I spiraled into this hole that I couldn't get out of again. And then I lost time out of school because I wasn't concentrating. And then I was diagnosed with a nervous breakdown at the time. Luckily for me, my father got me the best medical care, best nutritional care. And after a few months, or over a year, and so I was able to get out of it and got back to school, did some exams, got 2 out of 3 subjects that I took, and, you know, I started trusting again and started opening up to people. And just when I, you know, thought things were going my way, and I ended up being pregnant. Apparently I not only opened up my heart, I opened up my legs, and, you know, pregnancy came. So can you imagine going to my father, my parents, to tell them that I'm pregnant? No, they were going to kill me. So, in my mind, it's best that I do it myself, just, you know, get out of their way. And moreover, my father would end up in prison. I don't want him to go to prison, you know, for killing me. So I wanted to kill myself. So I started, you know, asking a friend, you know, the different methods, the way you can kill yourself. She was no fool. She quickly caught on to me, realized what I was thinking. It was a sane person. I'm talking to someone who had an insane decision. So she ran to one of my aunts, told her. My aunt came, you know, called me, had me locked away, then went and told my parents that I was pregnant. Of course, it wasn't, you know, an easy situation for them to accept. You know, after just getting over, my father just got me through this, you know, mental situation, and here I am being pregnant. But I was surprised. My father took it better than I thought. You know, he didn't say much. He was never a man who had many words. You know, he just warned the others that he was not going to be spending any money on them to go to school. And that even hurt me so much. Anyhow, after a while, after living miserably at home, I ended up going to a friend's house, stayed with them for a while, then came back because my father wanted me back in the house, and I, you know, left again, you know, because it was not a happy situation. I felt ashamed. I just didn't want to see anyone seeing me, so I didn't want to stay at my house. Anyhow, I got back, and when it was time for having the baby, I went home. When I was hospitalized because, of course, the doctor knew my situation and he wanted to monitor me until delivery. And I had my child. And after about 3 months, I left home for good. Went and lived with another aunt, you know, and it was it was easier for me because life was better away from my district. So I was happier. I found a job, and after a while living with my aunt, I found myself in Canada. But it wasn't easy. I have not gone into a lot of the details, but life was that terrible. The the years have passed, and the tears, but the tears still come. I guess they will come for the rest of my life, but I'll never forget that period. And this is what, this is doing to me, like triggering all those bad memories, because I'm thinking, yeah, just like the powerful today, they're just doing things to people and, don't care about the effect or the impact they have on other people's life. That's what happened to me. People, did terrible things and did not think about what they were doing to my life, and it reached a stage that at one point, I didn't want to live. Yeah, I really, really struggled. Yeah, I moved to my aunt, and then I ended up in Canada. But there are some folks in my life that I should have thanked, because it was through them why I'm here today. They helping me, they, being there for me. One of them is my aunt, I call her Sister Vida. She was the best. She gave me so much love, so much care. I was in the hospital, and she never made, I did not eat the food at the hospital. She made sure I got my meals daily. Thank you, Sister Vida. Thank you. And then there was Aunt Mavis, who took me in when I needed a place of refuge. Aunt Dar, she too helped with the, food, counseling, clothing, and taking care of my son when both my mother and I were in Canada. There was my friend, Doreen. Doreen was the same one who realized that I was on a fool's mission and went and reported my suicidal intention to my aunt. And my friend Jean, you invited me to your home, and your parents, your sisters and brothers, you all took good care of me. I saw I had nothing but love in that household. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Jean. May God be with you always. Thank you. And for Dolph and Sus, who made sure I got my meals after Sister Vida dispatched them for my meals at the hospital. There was Miss Esme, who, when I was alone for hours in the delivery room, had to go and get help, find help. Thank you, Miss Esme. You probably saved mine and my child's life at the time. And Tats, thanks for the babysitting service. You helped. And also Yvonne, my sister. Yvonne wanted to do a trade for me during my pregnancy. She was one of the best. And my parents, my father especially, for getting me the best medical care, for getting me the best in food. And he continued that with my son, because I had to leave. He made me leave my son at home when I moved in with my aunt. He said he would take care of him. He doesn't want me. That's too much burden for my aunt and uncle-in-law, so leave my son. And he made sure he was well taken care of too. That was my father. and my mother for the meals and all the care of my son. Thank you all. Thank you, and for those I forget to mention, you know who you are, you know what you did, and I know I wouldn't be here without you. So again, thank you. Thank you for all the kindness you showed me. If you're feeling stressed and, a whole lot of despair and all that is bothering you today, please seek help. There are many professional mental health doctors there. Sometimes you just have to Google them. You'll find them, I have been in therapy 2 times since I'm in Canada, and they've given me coping strategies, and I learned to turn off the TV or look away, go watch something else like interior decorating and fashion on TV, those kind of things, that lighter subject to make me happy. I read magazines that are I more with fashion, interior decorating, those things, and I do Wordle. Wordle now is one of my passions, and I think I'm good at it. If they're using the stats from my city, I think my Wordle score would put my city in one of the top cities in Canada for Wordle. And another one of the coping strategies that I learned, that I use quite often, especially during learning about one of my family members or close friends being ill or death, is I listen to music. One of my go-to in listening to music is Jamintel. It's a sound system from my district where I'm in Jamaica. They play vintage reggae music, and this music kind of makes me feel better. I don't know if you all experience, if some of you who know about Jamintel, if you experience that kind of feeling better too, because their music brings me back to my early childhood, like say about 8 and up to 10, when I lived at my grandmother's house, where there was a dance hall in the yard. It's still there today, and there was my aunt, the same Sister Vida, light of my life. Here you go again. It's the music. She had the sound system, and there were the DJs there, and Roscoe G, he's gone too. But the music, this vintage reggae music that Jamintel plays, reminds me of those days when I was there in the shop with Sister Vida, and they had the dances, and sometimes I was too young, but I would be in the shop. Sometimes I slept in the room that was beside the shop, and I would listen to those songs, and that's what I remember when I hear Jamintel today. So the music pulls me out of the sadness. So I just wanted to say that, yeah, Jamintel helps me. Thank you, Jamintel, for the music you play, the kind of music you play. You're the best. And of course, I have my support groups, like my aunts and friends. Normally, when I get on the phone with my aunts, my average time is at least 1 hour. We must stay on like that. So they pull me through a lot of things, a lot of encouragement, and we talk things through, and they can show me a different way, and we come to some agreement. But you know what? Today, like I said, seek help, because maybe you don't have the support group like I do. So go seek help to recover if you're struggling with any situation today. And something I just remember, during my nervous breakdown, one of the things that I got as health food or health food was banana tonic. And I noticed today green bananas are being touted as healthy food. But I had that for a drink. Yeah, the bananas were boiled in the skin, and the resulting liquid was sweetened with milk and flavored with spices. It was a good drink. Didn't taste bad. Have you ever heard of it? Have you ever had it? Let me know in your comments, because now I notice that they're talking about green bananas being healthy when before I never heard it. So yes, folks, the situations today really get me down, and I have to address it before I can move on, So I hope that you will come back, join me again. Maybe soon I'll have a happier part of me to to disclose, happier things in my life to disclose. But right now, it's the sadness. And I know if, we'll probably get over it, but it's going to take a while, because right now I don't see a solution or any solution in the world affairs, to make things better. I don't know what will happen if we get blown up. Will there be World War III? And for those who survive, what kind of life will they live after being exposed to these chemicals? All these worry me. But for now, I'll say goodbye, and I hope you will come back and join me again, and hope you will share this video, and subscribe to the channel so that I can keep coming, and comment. Again, thank you. Thank you for coming on today. Bye now.